Hey guys, this is Catherine Donovan, and okay. So basically, I don't know why, I feel some sort of significance ever since moving in this house last year, which was pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. And having a room to myself, which I'm blessed. I'm also blessed to be in a nice neighborhood, even though maybe some of them don't have a lot of lights around and there's a lot of animals that can get roadkill. Okay, I haven't seen that, but I've seen a few, so ugh. But anyway, this neighborhood, I love the view of my room, of where my window is. Maybe I don't have any curtains or blinds, but I mean, look at it. You could see the front yard. You can see the fence and the door to lead to the fence, so you can exit. I love taking walks across the street, but I have to be careful of the cars, especially when I'm wearing headphones. I just have to be careful. I sometimes walk around the neighborhood of where my aunt is, which is known as Whitefoot Trail. And sometimes I walk by the park. I go to the beach and I sit there and enjoy the nice weather when it's windy. I don't really go there a lot around the winter time because, the flippin' cold weather. That's something. But just sometimes in the spring, in the summer, and also the fall, there's just something about this neighborhood that just lights up my heart. And I feel like I don't want to leave it. And it's kind of strange to say, but it's just so awesome. And I look up and I see the sky is blue, puffy white clouds passing by. Sometimes Florida's like that, but sometimes Florida can be sunny in the autumn, and you get a lot of rain in the summer and also the spring. And I always prayed that it wouldn't rain, even if I wanted to go to the pool, but it does. But now here, there is some rainstorms, and there is a lot of weather. Sometimes it's not too bad, even though it is pretty shocking. But the one thing I do like the most is that I get to be in the neighborhood in the daytime. I love waking up and just seeing what a beautiful day it is outside and how nice and clean it is. Even after a rainstorm or any kind of crappy weather, it's just so wonderful. And every time I walk down the streets, I somehow get a lot of imagination. And I always think, what it would be like if I wrote a story about this neighborhood. How would I describe it exactly? And just being in a place where you get to see things that you don't really experience in Florida, like the whole down-to-earth atmosphere. You don't have to dread on the hot winter. The hot summer, sorry. Of course, you do get a chill in the air in Florida, but there's hardly ever snow. Even though I kind of miss how Florida, where I used to, like after school, if I'm given the opportunity, I could walk home get the exercise, and I would just walk a lot, even though it was hot, and sometimes I would wear my jacket. Back then I was pretty, I don't know, I was pretty self-conscious. But it's just something about this place. Ever since I moved down here, I feel like I can fit in, and nobody seems to care. People always greet you with good morning, and if sometimes they don't greet you, they just give you a smile or just a hi. It's like it's a lot friendlier than it was in Florida. Like, even if you do say hi, it's just people would just give you looks and think you're not up to class. At least that's how I think. Maybe some of you think differently, but I feel like I have such good things to think about than in Florida. Because in Florida, I felt like I had some sort of darkness come across me. Maybe it was because I didn't fit in. And also, I hated how I couldn't relate to people. I wanted to make friends. I wanted to do things, but I realized it doesn't matter to me anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want to make friends, but something about this neighborhood just really lights up the light. Maybe it's because I've been watching too many Zarif of the Ends, and I always had imaginations of coming across what my adventures would be like. I would run down the streets and just have these imaginations, having these things going on. And yeah, sometimes even during my walks, I would still hear Chris Daughtry singing "Waiting for Superman to pick her up" and all the rest. And every time I hear that song, I suddenly start twirling to the part where Daughtry sings "In His Arms," yeah, and just, yeah, every time he sings that, I start, twirling around and just letting my arms out a bit and my fingers close, but not into like fists, but just closed and letting my fingers show, and I'm just like twirling around happily. I know I'm getting off topic, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, no matter if I'm living in a fantasy or just in my creative zone, or perhaps I'm just wanting to enjoy this nice weather, just saying this makes my heart open, and I want to try some new things. Back in Florida, I was always so homebody, and I just didn't want to do what other people were doing. But now I feel like I want to try new things. I mean, I just hope it's not too overwhelming. Even though I was told that life that you're living in is going to be overwhelming. But here in Indiana, you don't get that. You feel very content than you were in Florida. And that's a whole different aura for me. Like, I would pretty much think, like, what would it be like to be in a new place? Would I still be the same person? Would I be a different person and still love myself? Because back in Florida, I never really liked myself that much. And I would always gorge myself with food. I know it wasn't the best thing. And I didn't like wearing sneakers because I thought it was so hot and my feet would get really smelly and just sweating, which was gross. But then I realized I gained weight, and I was told that even though I wanted to deny it. But then I realized I gotta start losing it. So by the end of winter, I started doing walks like all the time. I never stopped. I just thought it was just the best feeling in the world to just take your walks. Even though I would always come back sweating. Or it depends on the weather, like if it's spring and it's still chilly, I would be like, yes. Heck yes. This is one of the best. And this is what I love being in Indiana. It's suddenly opening my eyes to new things, and just I've become a whole different person in such a positive manner. And I feel like I just want to go to places. I feel like I want to explore more of what I haven't seen. And also, even though Indiana's right near where Chicago is, I want to go to that one family reunion we all went to. When I had that family reunion, that one hotel, the fountain, and just hanging out with my cousins and enjoying this weather. Oh man, just all those good times. Even though I kind of miss the good old days back in Florida, like going to Warner Brothers studio store. Oh man, when I was a kid. Or maybe like spending a day with a neighbor who was just the sweetest and taught me a lot. I also got to meet her husband and also her daughter a few years later. Even though I haven't heard from her since, I just hope she's doing okay. Even though in Florida I didn't really fit in, but I'll never forget the greatest people that taught me a lot, especially those that inspired me to keep on writing, and I never stopped. So, in this new neighborhood, I think maybe I can open up people's eyes, and maybe somehow, maybe I'll discover even more great things. What do you guys think? Alright then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.